about, there was some little bit of tension there when they talked about feeling disrespected. You kind of held your, I thought you kind of held your tongue back a little bit. Did you? Like, you want to say more about it?
What can we say, you know? And,
I'm just finding it.
I know, you know, any fighter, myself, one of my fighters, I would probably feel disrespected to if I hear my opponent saying he wants to fight other fighters and already talking about future fights. I understand their point too, you know, but all Mikey's doing is answering questions. That's what people want to know. Lomachenko, Errol Spence, because Mikey brought it up one time, and now everybody wants to know about him fighting Errol Spence. You know, and all you guys that are talking about future fights is because you guys have. I'm probably thinking you guys have Mikey as a favorite to win this fight. I don't know.
He's a favorite.
I might be a favorite. That's what I mean. Common sense, whatever you guys think Mike's doing. So yeah, so you guys are asking questions about Lomachenko, Errol Spence, or whoever's out there. You know, I think we're just answering questions. You know, if you ask me, I'm not challenging Errol Spence. I want Mikey to hold back on that fight. I would want Mikey to wait, and if you ask me, I'd rather get Lomachenko first before anybody else. You know, he's considered one of the best pound for pound fighters, if not number one. He's probably number two. I don't, you know, that'll be the fight that I want for Errol Spence.
How would you rate Mikey Garcia's resume? It's been under criticism.
He's fought a lot of world champions. You know, when he became champion the first time, he beat a world champion. He beat a world champion. I think he got all of the 4 titles that he's won. He's beat the world champions. You know, he hasn't got a title, a vacant title, an interim title where then he becomes a champion. He beats the champions. You know, whoever the champions are, you know, they are world champions. So I think his resume is good.
Has he fought, would you say, an A-level opponent? And if you believe so, who is it?
Well, Adrian Broner's probably the biggest name he's fought. But Mikey's last fight against Lipinets, the way, you know, I was actually watching the fights last night, and Lipinets, he fought really good. He had really good skills, very tough. So I can't say he's not an A-level champion. He was a champion. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the time when Mikey beat Salido was the man of that featherweight, and Mikey was clearly beating him until Salido headbutted Mikey and broke his nose. But I think Mikey was on his way to winning the fight convincingly. So, you know, I think the resume is pretty good.
Kind of going back to Kevin's comments about the disrespectfulness of overlooking Robert, do you think he generally feels disrespected, or is this something that maybe it's just a tactic to make his fighter kind of motivate himself a little bit more?
Look, every trainer has to find a way to motivate his fighters. I'm not saying Robert is not motivated, but you know, when nobody in the media or nobody in the press gives you a chance, and you hear it, you hear every media asking Mikey about Lomachenko and Errol Spence, that's pretty much counting. Not giving Robert Easter a chance. So the trainer not only trains the fighter, but he also has to prepare mentally and all that. So he's got to do as much possible to make his fighter think positive. You know, I'm sure Robert is training like never before. It's the biggest opportunity in his life, unifying against an undefeated world champion, pound for pound, one of the best. So he's focused and ready. But little things like that, you know, the trainer has to come in and try to make his fighter feel better.
Robert, if all goes well Saturday night for Mikey Garcia and you can't get Errol Spence by the end of the year, would the winner of Sean Porter or Danny Garcia treat you and Mikey Garcia?
Look, they're fighting early September, I believe. Yeah. So definitely, man. You know, we still don't have a winner there, so we can't say who's going to win, and we don't know how tough a fight's going to be. So either one of them could fight before the end of the year. But if you ask me, I prefer the winner of those two, you know, than Errol Spence. But you know, at the end of the day, Mikey makes his decisions, and whatever decision he makes, I'm gonna support him. And I know he's got the skills, he's got the heart to compete against anybody.
Talk about that fight. Who's gonna win that fight between Danny Garcia and Sean Porter?
It's a tough fight. It's tough. You know, skills-wise, I would pick Danny Garcia, but Sean Porter's very tough, man. He's always proving me wrong. I've a few fights I've not bet, but chose against him, and he comes out and wins. You know, he's just a very tough guy that does anything to win. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. But it's a tough fight. It's not an easy call.
Robert, you told Brian Custer that he didn't mention your roster. Who's on your roster?
Maybe because we're Mexicans, you know. He mentioned everybody.
Well, you got all the Mexican fighters.
He mentioned all the you know, I don't want to, you know, all the black guys that Cunningham trains. Well, you know, he didn't mention none of my Mexican fighters. I have a lot of them too. I have a lot of them. He didn't mention them. That's not, you know, I just kind of I wanted to know why he didn't, right?
Who do you have? Tell people some of your fighters.
You know, everybody.
We watch all your channels. We watch all your videos.
Obviously, I'll just talk about Errol Spence. You guys are both with PBC and Al Heyman. So does that mean that Errol Spence is actually interested in this fight? I mean,
I haven't talked to Errol Spence. I want to go. I want to see him. I know he's probably around here. I want to go see him, and I want to be his friend because I want to take it easy. You know. Go fight somebody else. Fight the winner of Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. You know what I mean? Errol Spence. I've never really met him, but it seems like he's a great person. And if the fight happens, it won't be because we hate him or because we want to, you know, we just don't like him. It's going to be because Mikey just wants the challenge and Mikey wants to test himself. And you know, my job, my father's to train Mikey and help get him in the best shape of his life, and you know. Pull up the upset, you know, because it would be an upset. And Mikey said it in the press conference. You know, every time Mikey fights, he's supposed to win already. So he wants a challenge where he's not supposed to win, and he goes out and pulls it off. That's what he wants. And I don't know. Maybe at 135, the only fight that there'll probably be 50-50, or maybe a little bit more leaning towards Lomachenko, if that was to happen, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. You know, Bob Arum and ESPN. I think that fight is only going to happen when it's that big, where they're forced to make it. I don't think it's going to happen soon. So that's why Mike is probably leaning towards Errol Spence.
That's my next question is, I guess, I mean, if it's not Errol Spence, and like you said, Lomachenko does seem a few years away, who is it then? Or is it just kind of
I think it is going to be Spence. I think it is going to be Spence, man. The way it looks, that's the fight that one Mikey wants, and I'm pretty sure that's the fight that's probably going to happen.
I've never seen you. You don't seem juiced about that matchup at all. I've never seen you kind of like.
Because I'm maybe after Saturday night, I'll be a little more juiced. Right now, I'm focused, and I don't want to look past Robert Easter. Robert Easter deserves that respect. He's a world champion. He's undefeated, and I'm sure he's in the best shape of his life. So he's gonna do everything that he can do to beat Mikey. So if that happens, then there's no what would we been talking about Errol Spence? We got to beat Robert Easter first. After that, then I'll be more than happy to tell you that we're ready. We're gonna start training right away. We're gonna have to get some muscle there for Mikey.
Mike has always been pretty disciplined, right, when it's come to boxing. Given that this is the biggest fight in his career, unification fight, has he done anything different in the gym? Anything different that you've noticed physically, mentally?
Nothing different, man. You know.
Business as
usual. I'm gonna tell you one. The only thing different that I added to Mikey's training, and you guys are gonna laugh, but this is the first time Mikey does sit-ups.
Really?
He never does sit-ups.
So you might see him with a six-pack this time?
Well, you won't see a six-pack, but this is the first time Mikey does sit-ups, and he probably did it 2 or 3 times a week.
Why is that? Why
he just doesn't do sit-ups?
So how does he work on his body?
He doesn't do nothing. All he does is he runs in the morning. He runs very hard. That I'll tell you. He runs like a marathon guy. You know, he runs his ass off. And then in the gym, he loves to spar. We don't spar him every day, but he does a lot of rounds. We did probably over 160, 170 rounds of sparring. You know, Mikey loves to go to the gym, spar. Other guys that are getting ready for the fight, for Virgil Ortiz's last fight, Mikey was the one that helped him spar before Mikey's preparation. Then when Mikey's training camp started, then Virgil came in to spar with Mikey. So Mikey's always, sparring is the most thing that he does. You know, we do some mitts also. He does a lot of rounds in the heavy bag, but that doesn't excite him. He gets bored doing stuff like that. He just likes to spar. And when it comes to sit-ups, I made him start doing the sit-ups for this training camp.
How do you like it?
Huh?
Did you like it?
He doesn't like it.
Not a fan?
He doesn't do push-ups. He doesn't do sit-ups. He doesn't do weights. He doesn't do nothing. He just does his boxing, his sparring, and running in the morning.
So why decide to do it on this fight?
Huh?
Why decide to start?
I'm not looking past Robert Easter, but I already want him to have a little six up for Errol Spence. That fucker goes to the body really good. just fucking around.
We saw that video on Ring Store, something about like no carne asada for fighters or something. It was on the Ring Store Instagram.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, I saw it this morning, but Mikey was in it. They gave him a bunch of carrots or something like that.
Oh, some dudes, I don't know, some YouTubers. I don't even know who those guys are.
But I mean, is he legit gonna have to he's gonna have to pack on the weight?
I seen it when they were recording, so I didn't know kind of how the video came out, but yeah, they were just guys, comedians, I guess. I don't even know who they are.
But is it I mean, if he does fight Earl, he is gonna be kind of gonna have how are you gonna put on the weight? I guess successfully. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have to ask Victor Conte that. I'm gonna call Victor Conte and say, hey, Walter, what do we need to do? He's gonna send me whatever he has to send me.
Some people misinterpreted, thinking that it was a little jab at Canelo.
I know, right?
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
People told me. I haven't seen it, but no, Mike. I don't think so. I don't think that's the reason they.
The guys made it seem like it. I don't think Mikey knew.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Why would we do against Canelo? You know, Canelo's getting ready for his fight, and you know, it probably seemed like that, but now it was nothing to do with
Have you following him? His videos lately? He looks and all.
Yeah, he's fast, strong. You know, not as big as before, but he is fast and strong.
What do you think that means? Because he did say he cut off meat completely. That's what he said. He might be vegetarian or vegan, so I mean, obviously he's gonna lose some size. I don't know if that's it, but what do you make of him losing?
Look, I know he's gonna be very fast and very strong for that fight. You know, looking a little bit smaller doesn't mean he's not gonna be. He might even be stronger. So. Maybe a fight that could end before the 12th round. I don't know. I say he wins by decision, but maybe he could stop him now. I don't know. He looks fast and strong.
Yeah.
You know.
You said you watched Sergio Lipinets the fight recently.
Yes, I seen it yesterday. They were showing a lot of Mikey's last four
Showtime
fights.
Extreme
They also showed a lot of
and Demand.
Well, not a lot, just one or two of them. Yeah, I didn't even see those.
What did you think of the physicality of that fight? Do you think that 140, in your greatest guesstimation, is that too high? Perfect? Should he stay at 35? Obviously, you think 47 is a reach, but is 40 optimal? 35 optimal?
Look, 40 is okay, but I still think 35 is the best weight for Mikey. Lipinets is a solid 140 pounder that actually now moved up to welterweight, so that means 140 wasn't easy for him. So he was a very strong guy, and the fight there, you know, I was watching it, and Lipinets was very strong, even though Mikey was landing so many right hands, and those right hands that, you know, it's hard for him to still stay up. And then after Mikey dropped him, still kept coming. You know, that tells you how difficult it is if we want to go up to welterweight. But you know, he still dominated very, very good, and I think he could probably do the same against some welterweights out there.
Robert, you got a handful of prospects that you want to ask you, and one in particular is on this card, Carlos Balderas. What are your thoughts on Carlos Balderas?
Carlos Balderas not my prospect, but you know, being the Olympian from the United States, you know, being on this type of cards is awesome. You know, Richard Sheffer's obviously doing a great job with this kid. This kid is could be the next face of boxing, especially when it comes to Olympians. You know, Oscar De La Hoya was huge. I think this kid could be another one that's doing really good, and he does his job in the ring. You know, he goes out and beats up and knocks out whoever they put in front of him.
Yeah. I had a chance to see these guys face off again, right? I'm not sure if you noticed this as a trainer. This is personal observation for me, but seeing them side by side, you see the major differences height-wise. But in terms of physicality, you see Mikey just kind of being business as usual. But then I see Robert Easter. Again, personal opinion, he did look a little thin, dehydrated. Is that something that you notice right off the bat? You use that?
Look, if he's 6 feet tall, you know, I'm sure 135 is not that easy. It can't be that easy, but you know, I don't want to be based on his he looked drained. I'm sure, you know, they got 24 hours to recover. Guys gain 20 pounds, you know, and he might be one of them. He might be 20 pounds over the weight limit. So you know, I don't see that. I'm ready for the best Robert Easter out there.